Welcome to GC's Web3 world. This video, we're just gonna dive right into it. Maxed out level 79, clicked Newberg, and what happened? Nothing, literally nothing. So you'll be able to see claim reward. I go to Newberg, I click it, 79, it comes back, maxed out 79, that's it. So that's all they got for me, that's all I got for you. From there, let's go on to 4 stars. So I have 4 stars at this particular point. Low taper frog is the first one, and I've unlocked ground pound. So let's see what that's going to do for us. So ground pound, you have to jump up in order to use it. You hit it when you're in the air, it hits the ground and scatters a few of your enemies. I'm a bit underwhelmed with it to this particular point. I prefer to use the turbo bomb jump, and you're going to see that a lot in this particular video. So we're starting off here, and this is probably one of my worst performances as far as a clean run. Get kicked right at the beginning, but I do end up with that fish barrel. Cross the bridge, fish barrel number 2. I'm going to get catapulted in the air here, but I'm going to miss the gold fish. I got another fish barrel, so that was beneficial. Avoided the obstacle. Another fish barrel, but as you can see, the fish barrels aren't even giving you as many fish as they used to. So trying to get over this bridge, knocked off once, knocked off twice, set on fire, knocked off a 3rd time. Looks like I finally have the ability to get past it, hit a hook, knocked off again. This is looking horrible. I take the opportunity to grab another barrel, which it looks like it gives you 3 fish. I think it used to give you 5 or 10 or something. Finally make it past, get another fish barrel, and I'm on the catapult over to the other side, running across this bridge, avoiding the spinning obstacles. From that particular point, I'm going to go around the corner and get knocked off again. So I've been knocked off like 6 times, which means that I have to put some plans and strategy into place. So I take the cannon. Cannon cuts a corner off of the course, allows you to get close to the end and not get eliminated, basically. As you can see, I got in the 10th spot, the very last spot, but I made it. So it allows me to keep showing you guys this 4-star low taper frog. Ghost bubblers, this particular one, you want to get as many of the fish barrels as possible, but like I said, now you're only getting 3 fish. So it helps, but it's not a lot. So go for that. You want to get in the row closest to the bubbles, because number 1, you want to look out for the gold bubble. That's going to give you a lot more bubbles. If you get both gold bubbles, you're pretty much guaranteed to win. If you get 1 gold bubble, I'd say about 80% of the time you're going to get 1st place. You may get 2nd place. If you can get in the front row and kind of go back and forth, it gives you the ability to pick up bubbles and also attack your enemies a little bit. Anytime you have the opportunity, pop back, hit a fish barrel. But you can see here, I'm just basically using my power up. I'm throwing in a ground pound here and there, but it's not really doing too much. So the mega bomb jump is really what you want to use. To drop zone, this particular arena, you want to get the power up as soon as possible. You want to get some separation, and you want to get to the point to where you can see your opponents in front of you, because every time you step on a tile or a square, it's going to turn red. If you stay too long, you're going to fall through. So you want to guard against that. So you'll see I go to the right, I'm going to pick up this power up, and right now what I'm trying to do is get a lay of the land and see who's where. So I turn back now that I see a couple, and then I see the other opponent over there. With the ground pound, as you can see right there, it kind of knocks them out, but you have to be really close. Turbo bomb jump is much better. It gives you a much further distance. You can make a lot of corrections in the air and get where you want to be. So this particular situation, I'm a lot closer than I'd like to be. but as you can see, I won, so so much the better. Next, Sir Sizzle. Sir Sizzle has that Inferno blade, and it really comes in handy if you get one and you're in a crowd. You can thin it out, get yourself some separation. So with this particular arena, Buoy Bay, to the right side there's a fish barrel that's kind of hidden. Grab that if you can. There's another one on top of the barrel stack. There's a gold fish on the top of the barrel stack, but there's so many competitors around, I usually don't even mess with it too much. So I'm just trying to speed through the course, picking up fish barrels here and there, so I can really get to the end and show you guys this 4-star ability. In the case of Sir Sizzle, the 4-star ability is Dash. I use it towards the end of this particular arena. It just kind of zooms you forward a little bit because of how it works. If the distance is relatively short, even if there's water, it doesn't matter. It's going to put you in a straight line and allow you to kind of go through things. Since I had such a lead here, I took the time to pick up the fish that are around this particular area in this elevated center platform. There's a goldfish, so pick that one up if you can. Pick up the regular fish around there while watching how close the competition is. And at the end here, you'll see me hit dash. So as you can see, instead of having to jump over that little water area, it allowed me to dash right through it. That is helpful. It could come in handy in some places, in some arenas, but it doesn't really do a whole bunch. His sword is a much better attack weapon to use. Back to Ghost Bubblers. On this particular one, I do a lot more of what I said. So pick up a couple barrels, but you're going to see in this case, Sir Sizzle is going to stay pretty much the entire time, or most of the time, in the row closest to the bubbles, picking up as many bubbles as he can, attacking any enemies that get close to him, picking up power-ups because they're just in that little second row area, and just kind of going back and forth. But you can see the place that he's in. Once you get that gold bubble, it's gonna take you from basically whatever place you're in to first place, and then you can just keep going from there. If I get a gold bubble and I have the opportunity, I'll pop back and pick up some fish barrels, but I pretty much am trying to keep an eye out for the next gold bubble. There's another one. So now I just run back and forth and attack enemies and pick up bubbles. That's pretty much it. First place. There's nobody that's going to catch me. I'm not worried about it. Next, Cracktop Isle. You know how I do this particular, right? Say it with me. The gate is your friend. You want to be positioned so that if you get hit into the gate so you don't get knocked off. You never want to go to the gate first, mid-pack or back of pack, because that gives you the ability to knock some of them off and limits the ability that you get knocked off. You have to be close to the pack though, because it only gives you a certain amount of time before each platform sinks back into the lava. So you can't spend too much time. If it looks like you're running out of time, that's where you use sprint. If you have dash, you can use dash, and that'll ensure that you make it to the next area. But for the most part, you want to pick your spots, and you don't want to get too overconfident so you don't get knocked off. Unless you are really good, you're not going to be able to get power-ups anyway. So that's it for there. So dash on him, it's okay. Dash also, you're going to get on Mustard. I don't really see too much more benefit on Mustard than I did on Sir Sizzle. That Mega Fireball is still the main weapon, but I'll throw in some dashes here and there so you can see how that works. Because it's such a short distance, it just doesn't do a lot. It may be able to get you out of a jam here or there, but that's pretty much it. So green side is going to flip. So there you go, run through it. the crowd is so thick there, you have to be careful getting through this particular section. Hit the barrel if possible. Going up, fan, try to angle towards the center section here and avoid the hook. Move forward. Now you do have those side sections with the fans, and you can absolutely go for those, but it's a less direct route and it puts you in a situation where you could potentially fall off. So once you're on this one, get towards the edge so you can jump over, avoid the hooks. Grab these 5 if you can. If not, don't worry about it, and then just head forward. So in this case, I got knocked off, but I'm not even concerned. Nobody else has even made it yet. So I'm really confident that I'm going to make it to the end of this particular one. So kind of take your time. Right there I use dash to kind of move forward. I wish it was a little bit longer, because that way I would have been able to dash all the way through. It's possible that I may be able to do, or you may be able to do, a jump dash combination that could work if you time it just right. I'm gonna mess around with that, but here you go. I think what, fourth place after getting knocked off and all that kind of stuff. So it's not that bad. I'm gonna do a video in the future of base speeds for the costumes, because that plays a lot into being able to catch up later if you get knocked off early. Next, King of the Hills, Haunted Hills. Again, you guys know my favorite ones. I'll just let you watch it. You know how it is. Start, sprint, get in the scoring zone, stay in the scoring zone as much as possible. You're gonna get more and more challenges in that particular area, so you have to be a little bit more cautious, but still, as opposed to jumping around and fighting for space on the top, especially with that ghost swinging back and forth. In this case, there's peels, putting banana peels all over. I don't want to deal with any of that kind of stuff, so I'm gonna go over here, go in my little cubby. Somebody sees me going into the cubby, they're gonna jump over. Okay, cool, I'm jumping out, and now you're going into the water. Come on, man. So following it, here's a dash. It helps speed me up a little bit to get over there a little bit sooner, but still nothing particularly special. So moving with the scoring zone, dash again. I'm gonna go over here into the cubby, or try to go into the cubby, but I hit the railing, then I got set on fire. Then so I'm out of it, right? No, still first place, and we're gonna end here with like a 94. So get in the scoring zone as soon as possible. It makes a huge difference. Tile tumbler, since we're playing with mustard, a projectile firing costume, my favorites on this particular arena. So we're gonna start off. We're gonna angle ourselves so we can get towards the center. And you can see that swivel, aim towards the center. Bloomy is a concern because those bees are really tough in this arena. Peels, probably the second. So if I can get rid of those two first, I wanna try, because as it goes on, bees have this huge hitbox and they'll follow you all over. So I try to get those out of the way first, but basically, as long as I'm gonna get a power up, I'm gonna send that mega fireball. Next, sprinkles. Okay, sprinkles is it, you guys. Sprinkles is it. You hear me? 4-star sprinkles, invincibility. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but when I do, I'm gonna be dangerous. So his regular skill is great. That Popsicle XL is awesome, but invincible. All right, so we move forward on the barrels. Goldfish get knocked over. Go forward through the center to get the fish ring. We're going up. We're going to the right through the tube on the top. Fish ring into the cannon. Another cannon. Fish ring. Hit the barrel. We're gonna go through this little center section, and here it is, Invincible. Just for you guys. You see that? Hook goes right through you, doesn't bother you at all. So many possibilities for that. So many possibilities. I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. I learned this from one of you guys. Backflip in the air, pick up a couple more fish, and we're done. It's first place, and we're moving on to the next arena. So I can't stress enough how much I want to mess around with Invincible. Getting the timing right on Invincible could be so major in blocking attacks, basically getting a block and then attacking right after it at the crucial moment. I'm very excited. Tile, trial, right? Corners are your friends. The red tiles that disappear tend to be in the center areas. They move around, but for the most part, there's going to be 2 to 3 available tiles in any given corner that give you the ability to have some safety. Plus, if you're already in the corner and you get hit, usually you just get hit against the wall. So it doesn't really do anything to you. And then once they turn back, you have the ability to try and grab a power-up if possible, or they just all fall and you're fine. Don't break the ice. This was my first attempt to try and use an invincible block and then attack. As you'll be able to see at the end of this, does not go well. Does not go well at all. This particular arena is one that I like to catch up on fish if possible. Sometimes I get a little fish drunk and I don't pay attention to my surroundings. But in this particular case, I was paying attention to who was around me, picking up fish, picking up power-ups, launching that Popsicle XL out, and keeping my head on a swivel. Sorry, Rocket Pop XL. And I see out of the corner of my eye, you're gonna see it in a minute. I see it over there. I see the glove, the boxing glove coming at me. Hit. Oh. I'm not quite used to it yet. I'm gonna get it though. I'm gonna get it on my block and then throw it back. But I missed it there, but that was a perfect opportunity. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. See you in the trenches. GG.